Lotus Squad, welcome back to Lotus TV 444. And we're going to give everybody some time to get in here. I see someone named Josephine is inquiring about their future. Sweetheart, if you would like to get a private reading, I do them for $20 a question. And if you want to do it through Super Chat, that will be $30 just due to the fee that YouTube takes out. So it's your choice. If you want to do the $20 option instead, you are more than welcome to do so through PayPal, Cashapp, and Venmo, okay? And all that information will be linked in the description box below. If you need any more information from me, then my contact information is also in the description box below as well. Now, as a side note, I have been talking to you guys about the support group that I said I was going to be starting, which it has launched. I'm going to be doing it through Discord. So if you guys would like to get in on that support group, the support group is going to be a free group for everyone to, talk together as a group. But if you would like a one-on-one consultation, I believe I'll be charging $50 for that if you guys are interested in that. But just keep in mind that the support group is free, so everybody can join. All you need to do, in case you don't have Discord, all you need to do is download the app. It is free, and create your account. Click the link in the description box to be navigated towards the support group server. Okay. Now, there are a lot of things that I want to cover today. Usually I like to start with some music while we wait for everybody. So I'm going to give some people a few more minutes to get in here. So everybody, thank you so much to those of you that have already hit the like button. I do appreciate that. And for those of you that have yet to do so, be sure to hit that like button. If you want to be a billionaire in 2020, leave a like for the Lotus Squad and just leave a like if you're ready for these messages. But we'll give everybody a few moments. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Thank you, guys. Hey, good evening. This song is called Illumination, and it matches with the energies. We're being illuminated today, but just wait. Just wait. Hey. I'm illuminated every single day. Hey. Best believe I ain't the one you bitches wanna try and play. Hey. I'm illuminated every single day. Hey. Hey. Y'all, today is about to get deep. To the 5 silent haters, drop a like or get dropped up in this chat. I'm just saying. Y'all show some love. Get ready. Because what we're about to cover is going to be explosive. Trust me. Y'all already know. Hey. 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 Hold up. Hold up. Hey. Hey. I'm illuminated every single day. Hey. Best believe I ain't the one you bitches want to try and play. Hey. I'm illuminated every single day. Hey. Best believe I ain't the one you bitches want to try and play. Hey. What? Hey. I'm illuminated every single day. Hey. Best believe I ain't the one you bitches want to try and play. Hey. I'm illuminated every single day. Hey. Best believe I ain't the one you bitches want to try and play. Huh? Huh? What? Huh? I'm illuminated every single day. Hey. Best believe I ain't the one you bitches want to try and play. Hey. I'm illuminated every single day. All right, let's get into this message, y'all. All right, here we go, y'all. So as the title clearly states, to catch a predator, baby, wolves in sheep's clothing. And it's something that is a hot topic today with things going on in our culture, in the nation. It's nationwide, it's global, with all of these happenstances that are now coming to the surface and being confronted. And it's all about predatory behavior. It's interesting because last night I was watching a documentary on Marilyn Monroe. And I followed up with another documentary, which is fairly new, on R. Kelly. Now, I'll let you guys, interpret your own conclusions that you get from the stories that have been shared, the history of these two in particular. But the reason why I bring them up is they are both in the public eye. They are both celebrities, and they are both, loved by their fans. And one thing I've noticed as a whole, especially when it comes to entertainment, the media, celebrities, politicians, people in the health field, policemen, lawyers, all of these people are starting to see the predatory behavior of people from these specific groups, especially in Hollywood, especially with celebrities and politicians as a whole, right? Everything is starting to come to the light. And it's funny because the one thing that we've been touching on a little bit was some of my own experiences when I had spoken to you guys in the last couple of collectives where I met a stranger, and they were really gung-ho about wanting to work together, and I was getting human trafficking vibes. And it's weird because I started seeing more and more stories pop up about this particular topic. And the two places in particular that I've been seeing a lot of news in regards to this about is in Chicago and Atlanta. And then on top of that, hell, To Catch a Predator, you know who that is. Chris Hansen ran that show. And y'all know the purpose behind that show. For those that don't know, that show was all about, Chris Hansen and his team posing as young children to lure in child predators. And so all of these things are coming full circle, right? whether it has something to do with children or, whether they're doing these things, doing predatory behavior against people their own age, it seems to be a massive issue. And so now that I feel like these things are starting to come to the surface, I mean, even a couple of YouTubers, some of you may be familiar with, these people, maybe you won't, but, a couple of people that I used to watch, Paul Danino, AKA Ice Poseidon, Onision, these people, and of course, other YouTubers, Sam Pepper and all these different YouTubers as well, not just in Hollywood where this issue is prevalent, and they prey on either children or weak-minded individuals. And these people have massive followings. I could even bring up the Pauls, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, there have been a lot of controversy surrounding these people. And so it made me think to myself that this is something that we really need to touch on, because it's not just in Hollywood where there are people targeted by these predators, right? Everywhere we go, there are wolves in sheep's clothing. And everywhere we go, we have to be very vigilant and use discernment in who we interact with and who we really welcome into our lives, because some people that we've known for years may be coming out as a predator in some way. Maybe it could be something regarding identity theft, regarding, people in the family, preying on other people's children, things of that nature. And I hate to get dark, but it needs to be discussed, because if it gets swept under the rug, as it has been over the past couple of decades or centuries even, nothing will change, and history is doomed to repeat itself. So I decided to come on here tonight to talk about this, because there is a lot going on, a lot of buzz around people getting caught up in predatory behavior. Even people that, again, are friends. Now they're turning on each other and trying to sell each other, getting desperate, trying to make a buck. There are people that have stayed silent about this topic and thinking that just because they weren't the ones actually doing, these horrific things, they think that because they're not doing these things, that they're not at fault. But to the people that have been silent about these things and just let these things go on, to the people that allowed these, these kinds of things go unacknowledged and sweeping things under the rug, you're just as sick as the predators themselves, because you're enabling the behavior. And I don't mean you specifically, you guys, to the viewers, but these people know who they are. They know that they have not taken a stand for what's right, and they only were taking a stand when it comes to their paycheck and how much they get. And think about it, in the industry, especially music industry, the entertainment industry, people get royally screwed over. For example, TLC is one of them. Lauryn Hill is another one. A lot of people have been screwed over by the industry as a whole, even people a part of Disney. We're starting to see them break down mentally and emotionally and have all these drug issues and problems. And people seem to think, oh, well, it's their fault or, whatever. But because they're ignoring what's really going on behind the scenes. Nobody wants to know the ugly truth behind some of the people that they look up to. But it needs to be discussed and it needs to be sorted out. People need to start speaking up in the face of immoral acts, in the face of evil. The only way that evil triumphs over good is by the men and women who remain silent in the face of evil. So I wanted to touch on that, because a lot of us are starting to be enlightened in many different ways, and not just with celebrities and all of that, in our lives in general. So some of us could be going through, certain things that may relate to some of these hot topics and issues that are currently going on. Some of us need to be very careful about the people that we're following when it comes to certain celebrities. When we look at these things, It's like it looks really glamorous and nice and like it would solve all of our problems, but you know, more money, more problems, right? And I know that sounds kind of cliche and corny, but it's real. People become corrupted by power, status, money. You know, you can pay just about anybody off these days to cover up whatever's going on, that, you know, whatever messed up stuff you're doing behind the scenes, unless you make somebody angry that's in a, you know, in high places and even low places, you know? And so I feel like, especially, you know, some of these things where predatory behavior is taking place is not only in Hollywood and being displayed before our very eyes through some of the controversy and some of the court cases that have been going on, but some of us are dealing with family issues where these issues have been prevalent. They've gone unresolved, undiscussed, you know, unacknowledged. And the main thing that I see the most with this predatory behavior is not only is what's being done in darkness now being brought to light, but the fact that these people have been getting away with these things for so long due to other people remaining silent, just to make sure they have a roof over their heads, food in their belly, things like that. All of these things are being revealed, and in the end, they won't get away with it. Even in the news where they're talking about missing children. Things are starting to come to a head. And we are at the point to where now we're confronting the devil. And now the verdict is in. The one thing that I notice about predatory behavior is be wary of people that always express the things that ail them. So all of their traumas, all of their pain. Predators will use what they've been through in their past as a means to establish a connection, a false connection. They try to make you identify with their pain and sympathize. And this is how they initially suck you in. Especially to the empaths, to the nurturers. Guys, go check out the last couple of collectives I've done. Starting from they're trying to attack your confidence all the way up until this present video here. You'll see a lot of similarities with the energies that come out in the collectives to everything that's taking place currently in the news, in the media, in the church. Finding out about false prophets, finding out about people that are using these humanitarian type efforts to mask, or using their talents and abilities, their ability to sing, their ability to evoke emotion through their art. They use these things to cover up what's really going on behind the scenes. And a lot of people would rather just focus on their creations, you know, that person's creations, and, you know, how their artistic expression makes them feel on a personal level, all the while ignoring who that person is character-wise. This has become a huge problem. And you know what? I want to talk about, before we get into the reading, I want to talk about how we can detect a wolf in sheep's clothing. Okay? Wherever you go, you're bound to run into a wolf in sheep's clothing. This is a warning to all of us to beware the wolf in sheep's clothing, because they may seem innocent, but they have ulterior motives. Now, we're all aware of this, right? They'll use different tactics to camouflage their intentions. The person who is kind to you but undercuts you when you aren't around is a wolf in disguise. A wolf in sheep's clothing might pick your brain for ideas and then pass them off as their own to get a promotion. And you know what's funny? I've been talking a lot about how these other tarot readers that I am, in fact, aware of have been taking some of my ideas. And I've noticed that. They've been doing that to not just me, I'm sure, right? And look at where they're at, and look at how the little guy remains little, right? They pawn it as though they are the originators. They're always looking out for themselves at the expense of everyone else around them. See, they don't understand that life is not just black and white. Just because one person seems to have it all doesn't mean that there's nothing left for anyone else. And that's the issue with wolves in sheep's clothing. They live and abide by a poverty consciousness. People don't go out of their way to manipulate others unless they're getting something out of it. Hiding their intentions gives wolves the chance to manipulate other people to advance their own agenda. They know what they're trying to do wouldn't be popular, or it might cause struggle, if they presented themselves honestly, right? So they'll be able to do what they want with less interference, basically, if they put on this act. So by the time people figure out their true motives, the wolf has what it wants. Okay? So here are a few signs on how to detect a wolf in sheep's clothing. Number one, they live to take power instead of empowering others. A wolf uses people as stepping stones to get the things that they want. They don't care what happens to anyone else. A wolf at work might make you look bad during a presentation to make themselves look amazing in front of the boss. Number two, wolves seem sweet on the outside, but they'll show you their teeth eventually. If wolves revealed their true identity, people wouldn't associate with them. They develop a friendly or kind persona, but they can't keep up that act 24/7. So eventually they'll reveal their aggressive tendencies. A wealthy person who likes to break the law may make sizable charitable donations to convince people that they are kind and thoughtful. These donations largely keep them out of trouble, but if someone calls them out, they destroy that person's reputation to stifle the criticism. Number three, they manipulate through emotions to get what they want. Wolves know that they can get ahead by appealing to your emotions. They find out what you want and need, and they give you just enough to keep you quiet and compliant. Imagine that your boss is a wolf in sheep's clothing and you want to ask for a vacation. She might try to play on your guilt and feelings of insecurity to get you to skip vacation or take fewer days off. Number four, a wolf will charm you first. Wolves are experts at manipulating the people around them. They appear interested in whatever you're doing, and you'll get the impression that they care. After they get you where they want you, they do just enough to keep you on the hook. This is the coworker who may start out being your friend, but then they end up dumping responsibilities onto you. When they see that you're growing frustrated, they'll surprise you with something to charm you some more. Then they'll continue to do whatever they want. Number five, their stories are full of holes. Calling a wolf out is the surest way to make them squirm. When this person tries to come up with a story, it won't make much sense because they're improvising. So especially when you start asking a lot of questions, oh, well, what happened to this? Or what happened after that? You'll start to see the indiscrepancies in their stories. When you ask them, well, actually, the classical example of this is the significant other that you suspect has cheated on you. When you ask them why they came home so late, they'll either become upset with you, throwing temper tantrums as misdirection, or they'll make up a weak explanation. Make sure whoever you're dealing with from here on out, do as much homework as you can. Because the more questions that we ask, the better. And it may start, you start to see that they're reacting in certain ways. When you start asking questions, that is also within itself a red flag. When you start asking things like, why do you think that way? Or how do you know it's like that? You're going to start seeing that either they'll get frustrated or they'll try to change the subject or give you some half-hearted attempt at an answer without really answering the question. They'll dance around it. All of their knowledge is surface level. Wolves are everywhere. So we really need to be careful with who we're talking to about our goals and our future plans. Because a lot of people aren't asking you to truly know, as a way to support you. They ask because they want control. They want power and control, and they want to be nosy, period, point blank. They don't have your best interest at heart. And we start to see that. So with that being said, those are a few signs I wanted to share with you guys. We've been talking a lot about cluster B personality disorder people. We've been talking about the exposure and the slipping of the mask of the narcissist. And now more than ever, with this newfound knowledge that we have, this newfound clarity, we're able to move forward with more sure-footedness. We're able to see past people's facades a lot easier. Yes, it may have been hell going through what we went through with these people, but all in all, it gave us the wisdom needed to be able to triumph over all of our enemies and to win the war. Because we may have lost the battle, but now it's war. And all of the knowledge and wisdom that we are armed with, utilizing our intuition to guide us, that will be our saving grace, and that will be our secret weapon. And a lot of other people have a hard time with intuition. A lot of people ignore their intuition. A lot of people listen to other people, even though intuitively they know that it's the opposite of whatever, they're listening to at the time. And not only that, what works for someone else may not work for you. So there's another factor with that as well. We need not listen to people's words. We truly need to focus on their actions. And as stated before, if they've bared their teeth before, believe what they show you. Because even if they do come back expressing the fact that they understand, that they messed up and that, all of these different things, or if they just outright deny everything and ignore it, or they try to gloss over it, that behavior won't change. That is a part of their character. If they are a pathological liar, that is in fact a character flaw that obviously they're not willing to change. If everybody is always crazy, all their exes and all that stuff, and they're real vague on the details of what happened, or you end up finding out that everything you heard was a fabrication, be wary of that, especially dealing with people online. There have been people that have unfortunately lost their lives dealing with people online who they were talking to for years. And they ended up getting caught up. There's so much being exposed. The sun is casting light upon those who like to lurk in the shadows. All of the lies will be brought to light. See, and this is funny. I want you guys to look at what I'm talking about. This chunk just fell out of the deck. And look at the fucking card that just came out. The damn sun. I literally, not even a couple seconds ago, just said, the sun is casting light upon those who like to lurk in the shadows. It's right here. When I tell y'all, intuition on point, listen to it. Because, I mean, proof is in the pudding right there. 4 of Wands. I see that through this period of enlightenment and illumination, and the fact that the sun is now in Sagittarius, inexplicable things will be happening to ensure everything that must happen will be happening. Whatever begins and happens in your life from now throughout December 14th will change your life. It will take you on a journey towards long-term stability. It will give you something important that you need in your life in order to look forward to the future. You can start to feel excited about the future, looking forward to what you want, how you're going to get a better future for yourself, wanting a happier future, love for yourself. You want someone special to love you as you love them. This is what life is all about. The instinctive desire to get away from negativity and the instinctive desire to want more positivity in your life is the recipe for happiness and success. There will be a once in a lifetime opportunity and change entering our lives before we even kick off the new year. The truth is out. Anything that has been dead and stagnant, holding you back, weighing you down, we are working through these energies and releasing all lower vibrational emotions and thought forms, relationships included. We become more focused on becoming a better version of ourselves. Right now, more than ever, we are finally starting to see the turning point. All of the secrets within a family situation, will be revealed. Lies within romantic relationships will be revealed, and friendships. These things will be revealed. We're going to be making multiple decisions concerning career, home, love, friendship. We're finally making decisions we know we need to make. We stand firm on these decisions. We are not responding to everything that's coming our way. Not everything deserves a response. And there seems to be a lot of people right now that are just confused, or maybe things have been up in the air for so long. And now that the fog is lifting, now that the sun has finally come out, we're able to see which direction we need to go. We're able to juggle our responsibilities. We're going to be able to not only balance work and home, but we start to take action. We're taking action towards building roots and establishing a firm foundation for our future. This is progress. Some of us are receiving news about a new job here. You're taking care of the paperwork, signing contracts. I really am getting this energy where we may be having heart-to-heart talks with people just to clear the air and to reach a place in our lives where we're able to release any bitterness or hard feelings towards those we've been dealing with conflict with. Yes, ma'am, Miss Solar Eclipse. That is true. Mind your thoughts, for it's your path you pave. And thank you for the $10, by the way. I appreciate that. I feel like now we're going to start feeling a lot lighter, a lot brighter. We're going to start feeling like we have more energy again. Once we have these heart-to-hearts here, it doesn't mean that we're going to go back or necessarily reunite. Maybe we just had to come together to be able to speak our truth, clear the air our grievances, so we can drop the baggage once and for all. And the decision to do that, to let go, to forgive, not only others that have wronged you, but to forgive yourself, balance will be restored in our lives, emotionally, financial decisions that we make to budget better, to regain stability in our foundation concerning our home, will allow us to be able to find financial stability as well. We're minding what's coming in, what's going out. and especially concerning our relationships with people. Now that we are focusing on self-care a lot more than we may have, we realize that we can't be everything to everybody. And maybe we have been trying to do that without really realizing it. And through this realization, we're able to find balance in even the most imbalanced relationships. There are so many decisions that we're making now to set ourselves free. Some of us are burning certain bridges here. Some of us may be dealing with a Leo, or, certain people in our, living situations, family situations here. We're setting ourselves free, and we're finding that we are happier people because we have liberated ourselves. We are happier people now that we have liberated ourselves from toxic family situations, toxic living situations, and even toxic workplace situations. Some of us are really starting to value our time alone. Two of Wands reversed. There are a lot of twos coming out. Two of Cups, Two of Pentacles, and now the Two of Wands reversed. We could be seeing a lot of angel numbers for sure. 1111 for sure. 110, 222, 444, 555. Balance is restored. Yet there are still a few things, maybe some lingering fears about the future, just because we can't quite see everything in front of us. Some of us are still shedding light on some things, even within us, that may have been long ignored. All of the burdens, all of the baggage, all of the bitterness, all of the pain, we are being set free from all of it. Some of us are quite literally getting a lot more sun, getting out a lot more, going out in nature, going to the park. Things like that. And if there's ever an issue with the stream, just try to back out and come back in. Ten of Pentacles here. I love seeing this as well, because good fortune is coming our way. But some things needed to come to light before the process of manifestation could take place. Some of us may have been feeling as though we have been going through a lot of misfortunes, and we will be liberated from these things and from this energy. No more blockages financially, no more emotional blockages. Realizing that not making a decision is a decision. And then there's the necessity behind us making the decision is becoming more apparent. So we're starting to liberate ourselves from fear, liberate ourselves from confusion and deception. We're starting to see beyond the veil. We're starting to see past half-truths. And after all of these years of misfortune, bad luck, things not coming to fruition, now these things are starting to shift and transform into something much better than we've ever experienced before. More stability, wealth, health, and stability is on its way. Hey, Shiva. I'm going to cut the deck here. Yeah, any deception, any illegal activity that's gone without consequences, we're liberated from this. We realize that we need to move in silence. Because there are definitely some wolves in sheep's clothing with that Seven of Swords in general. Someone is taking something that's not rightfully theirs, stealing people's hearts, stealing people's money, stealing people's time, stealing people's energy. They're a serial cheater. Some of us could be dealing with the Virgo here, with the alien. Now more than ever, we again are starting to seek solace in solitude. We are valuing our time alone. We're proceeding with caution. We're going inward. Doing some research here, reading a lot more, writing a lot more. Some of us could be planning on going to the mountains, maybe going hiking. Maybe some of us are going to Egypt. Maybe you guys are traveling to go see some ancient ruins, things like that. Maybe you're just watching the History Channel, watching documentaries, things like that, where you're starting to learn about history, learn about spirituality, the spirit realm. Some of you guys are looking up candle magic. Some of you guys are learning more about these dark entities, these wolves in sheep's clothing, learning how they operate, learning how they think. learning how they feed and learning not to give it to them, gray rocking them and starving them. There's an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This energy has been coming up almost every single collective for the past week or two. And some of us are liberating ourselves from this energy where people are just reckless. They live life recklessly. You know, they're really impulsive. They don't ever learn from their mistakes. They're angry. They get upset easily, triggered easily, triggered by things that really aren't supposed to trigger the normal type of person. They're just all over the place in life. And this situation that they're involving themselves in, the people that they're dealing with, is getting ready to blow the fuck up. Somebody is getting ready to self-destruct. They're getting ready to implode. Somebody's dealing with a loss, some, you know, within their relationships, within the family, with that crow there. Somebody's either getting into an accident or causing an accident or dealing with all this destructive, negative energy. Maybe this is someone who likes to instigate fights, physical fights, arguments. They jump to conclusions. Some of us could be dealing with people that have tried to hack our social media accounts, or they've tried to hack our bank accounts. They've tried to, you know, steal somebody's identity. This is a woman beater type of person. Domestic violence comes to mind. They abuse animals type of person here. Like, this is just... And here they are with these self-inflicted wounds here. And they're going around just sabotaging everything, sabotaging themselves. Somebody is very violent, very aggressive. Maybe somebody is into, you know, into metal music. They're into, you know, like I said before, self-mutilation, things like that. Maybe they, again, could be into cutting themselves, or just all this is... I'm getting a lot of information that we're all trying to process. And in the midst of processing all of this information and what we're downloading psychically, now I feel like we're here damn near getting ready to fall to our knees. We're releasing ourselves from people that have no impulse control, people that are negative, angry, just trying to provoke you and provoke others. Maybe they're really rude to waiters and just rude to just service workers trying to do their job. And here comes dude just tripping out. Release the past. Release the people, places, and things from your past. Release people that are stuck in the past. Release people that try to use your past against you. Release people who are still stuck in their old ways. So if you know that they used to do this, this, and this in high school back in the day, and they're 40 years old and they're still doing the same thing, they're never going to change. If they're always talking about exes and talking about what happened years ago and they're just never moving forward, still finding themselves in the same predicaments that they were in decades ago, release it. Things are starting to take shape. They're starting to expand. We're seeing a lot of growth within ourselves. We're starting to see our lives shift and transform. We're clearing out the cobwebs of self-limiting belief systems and replacing them with more positive reinforcement. We're starting to see that we are reaching success. We're starting to get a lot of attention from around us. And some of those people, albeit not all, but some of those people may again be like this, wolves in sheep's clothing with this Prince of Cups reversed. Fly by night type of person. They don't really make an effort. They expect you to do all the chasing. Could be a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or somebody here that just doesn't make an effort. They're not honest about their feelings. They only help people to look good. They try to hide their envy. Their jealousy gets in the way of a lot of their relationships. There are people here that are telling lies. Some of us may have some fears that we're working through after having dealt with these types of people. We gave our all to certain people here just to find out that they didn't intend to ever follow through on what they said they were going to do. So this is the kind of person that like tries to take their gifts back. Or if you don't give them what they want, they try to force you. This is the type of person that has false charm. Be aware of these kinds of people, especially now that we are getting all of this attention and we're starting to find happiness again in life. We're starting to come out of this long period of misfortune. It's kind of like, that same old song and dance where, it's always where they have a crappy family situation, right? For example, and then they start getting into all of this money and success. And then now all of a sudden everybody has amnesia and acting as though they weren't the ones to try and break you down and hold you back in life, trying to get a piece of the pie. Because look, this is the outcome. Seven of Chalices. There are a lot of people around us right now that they're not showing their true selves at all. They're all wearing masks, and it's more than just 3 people. It could be up to 7 to 10 to more than that. Some seduce us in some way. Use gifts and money to lure us in. This is what I'm saying. using their status even. Maybe we feel like this person could really help propel our career forward, or maybe somebody is looking for somebody to help them propel their career forward, and they're going about it in very deceptive ways. Somebody that is already established could be using their status and position as a means to lure people in and make people believe, kind of like the casting couch. They make people believe that they have this great opportunity, but then come to find out it's something completely different than what was advertised originally. Be very careful, because these people are really the type to gaslight, to be able to start doing this whole thing where they're crazy making. They're trying to make you crazy, or make you appear to be crazy, make their lives appear to be a lot worse or a lot better than it really is. I see a lot of this kind of deception coming in. And somebody with a lot of money, I see a lot of people here, and we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier with predators in general. They like to establish some sort of codependency. Maybe they'll give you some drugs, or maybe they'll give you some money, shower you in gifts. They'll beat you one day and then get you some diamond rings and diamond earrings the next day, saying, I'm sorry, and all this extra shit. We really understand the value of taking our time, keeping to ourselves now more than ever, to focus on healing and to maintain the trajectory of our lives, moving onward and upward, not going backwards. A lot of people are throwing up smoke and mirrors. So they're going to try to blame shift, deflect, paint you in a bad light, when really they've been doing dirt in the background, and they've been hiding it for all these years, been getting away with it for all of these years, until they just really realize that they're not getting away with it this time. A lot of people from our past will be trying to come back. And if they've hurt you in the past before, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer or anything when I say this. I'm just being a realist. The energies are speaking loud and clearly. They're going to change. They are still the same. Leo energy coming out again with this strength reversed, the devil reversed, and here we have the high priestess. High priestess has been coming out a lot. Queen of Wands has been coming out a lot. Look at this. Maintain your confidence. Continue to lead the pack. Be the leader of the pack. Lead the flock. We have our own style of speaking, of dressing, of walking, of even thinking. We are aware of what's hidden, the esoteric, what people think that they're hiding from us. We see right through it. Maintain that friendly exterior, but remind people who's boss, because the Queen of Wands, some people really may have it out for this kind of person. Could be, maybe some of you guys have fire in your chart, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or, maybe you guys are dealing with a motherly figure or a third party situation here, dealing with certain friendships here where intuition is going to be a key factor in protecting you, casting light upon the shadow, so to speak. People will disagree with the way that you live your life, but keep living the way you see fit. Keep striving for your happiness. Maintain your confidence, because there are a lot of people that they're really trying to come for your confidence, because I even see this Five of Pentacles reversed and this Five of Wands. I even see this Princess of Cups coming up, and I see this damn Chariot. Success. We will triumph over all of our enemies. We will recover financially. We will recover spiritually. Some of us may be feeling weak right now. Some of us are recovering from sickness. Some of us may have the flu or have a cold or, dealing with allergies or dealing with some other ailments. We're recovering right now. Some of us are dealing with separations here where we're having to recover financially after spending money on, legal issues, lawyers, things like that. Dealing with, having to shell out money for the kids, shell out money for unexpected expenses, shell out money for, bills, catching up, things like that. And although the devil is in the cards, the devil is reversed. Through us writing and, tapping into our artists, our artistry, expressing ourselves creatively. That is where we will be able to recover our power here with the devil reversed. This is how we release ourselves from karmic situations here. Because there seems to be a lot of sick individuals. They know that they're sick. A lot of people here that are too prideful to resolve issues, or too prideful to admit their wrongs, too prideful to admit that they fucked up. They're very forceful. They like to use intimidation tactics, throw their flying monkeys at people. All bark, no bite. Or maybe they do have a little bit of bite, not realizing that what goes around comes around. We're shifting our attitude to a more positive one. We're realizing that an attitude of gratitude, being in a space where we appreciate and are grateful for all the things that we do have, we start to manifest more of what we desire. Continue to move in silence. Continue to stand tall and stand for what you believe in. Stand up for what's right. Stand up for yourself. You are beautiful. You are strong. You are capable. And to the people that have tried to tear you down, just remember, the more focus that you have against these kind of people, King of Chalices reversed, liars, cheaters, like to play with your emotions, make you cry. They like to drink. They don't ever express how they truly feel. They try to cover up how they feel. As long as we continue to mask this and block it, not mask it, but as long as we continue to block it, and continue to move forward towards our future, the Chariot, baby. Some of us may be moving on from a Cancer. Cancer here could be regretting some of the things that they said and did to cause pain. I see the Emperor reverse coming out. I see an Aries regretting what they did. All of the black magic that's been done is being reversed, period. Success is assured as long as we maintain our focus, because there are some people that don't have conscience, but all of these cluster B personality disordered people, the arrogant people, the entitled people, the crude, self-important kind of people, the shameless, heartless kind of people, all these people will be dealt with accordingly. So stay focused on what you have going on, you guys. Things will look up. Just be wary of those that are wearing masks. There will be a lot of people, new and old, that will try to distract you and get in the way of what you have coming towards you, because it goes beyond just what's going on in the physical realm. This is a spiritual warfare. and especially cluster B personality disordered people, I feel like are really demonically possessed. And I genuinely feel like it goes a lot deeper than what we think with some of these experiences that we've dealt with. But things will work out in our favor. Don't let anybody stop you. Don't let anybody get in on the greatness and the blessings that you have coming. It's time to close these doors for good, never to reopen them again, because here we have the Starman. And with this alone, the more we develop the self, the more we master our craft, the more that we realize that we have resources readily available to us within ourselves, within the divine consciousness that we can reach out to utilize to help us manifest what it is that we desire. Those that are not living up to their potential must be done away with. They must be cast out. So that is the message I have for you all. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And thanks again for the likes, your comments, and your shares. I will be back live on Wednesday. So until next time, you guys, stay blessed, not stressed. Peace and love.